I hope you're on a 4-hour cars ride because we got a long video for you. Look at all these tabs that are open. You're not ready for this. I haven't done one of these videos since 2025. We're looking at the entire freaking market. Now, part of the reason I haven't done these videos since 2025 was the last one I did. I tried to record it at 1 a.m. back in 2025, and I was yawning in the video, and y'all said, Pat, stop yawning and go back to 20-minute videos. So without further ado, it's February 2/11/2026, and I figured, why not? Let's do the whole freaking market just for fun. I got the time to do it, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So hit that like button, comment down below. You already know it's Pat's Projects. We bring you the projects, all of them in the Pokemon market, all the news, reviews, and overviews. And so hit that sub button. 96% of you goons aren't subbed to your boy, but we had over 200 subs in the last month, so big ups to y'all. Thank you. And let's dive right into it. Our first tab, perfect order booster boxes. Now the pre-release is starting to come down on these. The 200 mark is the lowest I've seen for pre-release so far, but it should, and it wouldn't surprise me if it got closer to 180, 190, but 200 for pre-release is the cheapest it's been for a while now. The only way I can put it is Destin Rivals booster boxes on pre-release was still in the range of 220 to 240. So seeing a $200 booster box on pre-release is not the end of the world. Yeah, and then we move forward from there. Perfect order in the Pokemon Center. It's in that same ballpark of about 200 bucks. The prices are coming down a little bit. Keep an eye on this. It should come down a little bit more when it gets closer to release date. And then always check eBay. Depending on the seller you're buying from, you can find it for cheaper. $115 for a regular ETB is not anything unheard of. Typically, it's between the range of 90 to 115 bucks. Destin Rivals on its release day in the United States was $125, so $115 is a little bit cheaper than some of the top sets that are out there right now. Ascended Heroes, the Pokemon Center ETB for it is still astronomically up there on TCG Player. The reality is if you're trying to look for it, you're looking for this on eBay. Hopefully it falls by the time everybody gets the box. In about 2 weeks, we should see it fall into the range of about 150 to 175. But right now, it is not a purchase right now. Respectfully, on eBay, it was going for 197 the last time I did this. So yeah, it's up there. It's not a buy right now. Ascended Heroes ETBs. The Walmart price on the pre-release product was $150. GameStop actually was the cheapest out there at $95 a box. If you have the Pro membership, $99. If you don't, I picked them up for $100 pop. On the GameStop, max was $4. So you just have to take the time and be willing to find the work if you want to get product and you don't have to worry about standing in line or any of the BS that comes with it. Phantasmal Flames booster boxes, nothing too crazy. Nobody saw it coming. I didn't even see it coming. That's the reality of it. But it's closing in on the $300 mark right now. The first hobby shop out there is selling it for $300, and a couple Gold Star sellers are doing the same thing. Yeah, $295 is really where it's at right now. That's the same price as it was last week. The Pokemon Center ETB has been slowly on the rise. The Pokemon Center ETB is I remember when this thing was 150 to 175, and now we're looking at it and it's 210, 240 from a Gold Star seller. So yeah, it's on the move. 210 to 220 right now. We'll give it 215. Phantasmal Flames is on the move. Then the regular ETB for, what are we looking at here? For our regular ETB price of about 85 bucks. 85 all day. Gold Star sellers are in the same range. Nothing too crazy. There's a lot of listed out there. 85 for it right now. Mega Evolutions were into the range of $250 for a booster box. The enhanced booster box, if you have it, unless you live under a rock, I made a bunch of Mega Evolutions videos. The enhanced booster box topper is one of the hardest cards to grade in a long time, with a gem rate of about 10% the last time I looked at it. So definitely keep an eye on that. 155 for a Gardevoir ETB. The Lucario one's about $20 more expensive typically. Then the regular ETB is into the range of about $80. Nothing too crazy there to report on. Blackbolt White Flare. Blackbolt is $185 right now. $195 from Gold Star Sellers. Oh, $185. It's up $10. Nothing too crazy with Blackbolt. It had the most recent Pokemon Center ETB restock, so don't get that twisted. That's why it's a little bit less expensive. Blackbolt regular ETBs, we're looking at a range of about $90 for it. It's in the same boat as it's been for a while now. White Flare Pokemon Center ETB, it's into the range of, let's take a look, $160. Typically White Flare is, I don't know, $10-15 behind. It's right there. The regular ETB is typically $5 cheaper, so $5 to $10 cheaper. We're looking at $85. Yeah, it's in the same boat. Destin Rivals, yeah, I want to say the reality is Destin Rivals shot up to 600. If you look at the year chart, it finds a higher high and then it falls back to a lower low. Is it going to hit 400? No, it's probably the floor for support is probably somewhere in the range of 500 to 550. I already saw one get relisted for $540. So we're probably going to see it's going to fall into the range of about 500 before people say this is the new floor for it and we're not going to go under this. So anything close to 500, if you can knock off $15 to $25, is not the end of the world. But the reality is we're going to be seeing it way more expensive than any other box you've ever seen before. So it's at a point where we're looking at about $550 for a booster box of Destin Rivals right now. Destin Rivals Pokemon Center ETBs are on a whole different atmosphere as well. None of the regular charts say that this is normal. It's $400 now, and that's just wild to think that it's already that high up. And it's been about 8 months. 8 months it's been out for. And there's no restock in sight. The regular ETBs for it are they really $185 now with a tear? Wow. First Hobby Shop is selling it for $195. So yeah, we're looking at $185 for Destin Rivals ETBs now. That is shocking. I'm sorry. That is just shocking. I get it. It's the top set of the whole entire era, but it's just shocking to see how expensive it is. Journey Together Enhanced Booster Boxes are $250. Nothing too crazy here. Journey Together just slow moves along. Journey Together Pokemon Center ETBs are finally finding the 150 mark. And then regular ETBs are no longer the cheapest out there. They're about $86. So about $150 to $155 for regular, for Pokemon Center, and then about $86 for a regular one there. Prismatic is on a whole different level when it comes to the rip and ship culture. Shout out to the rip and ship culture because they chewed through every single Prismatic pack they could get their hands on. And with Prismatic, it's just on a whole different atmosphere. $400 for a Pokemon Center ETB right now. The one person Night and Day Cards has 20 of them listed at basically $370. And then once those go, they're averaging about, the chart's broken, so the reality is on the 3 months is about 3 a day. We could see it in 2 weeks be at $400. 2-3 weeks this thing could be there. 380 is where it's at right now. We could go 385 without going too crazy. Prismatic Evolutions ETBs are every bit of 150 no matter how you look at them. There's been so many restocks of these and people just love their prismatic. I even saw one video, somebody bought 100 prismatic ETBs at 150 a pop. So just keep that in mind. People are willing to spend the premium to get a premium product. And yeah, it's not slowing prismatic evolutions down at all. And we made a video the other day, or I made a video the other day. If you look at it, Umbreon, $900. Top 10 PSA chase is $4,300. The total set value is basically $4,000. And nowhere in Scarlet and Violet does anything really compete with that, other than Blackbolt, White Flare, Paldean Fates. 151 can't even compete with that, really. So you just, and Paldean Evolved only competes with it in the realm of the PSA 10 with Magikarp. But it's just on a whole different ballpark. 151. It's surprising to me that I know 151 is hot. We all know that. We can all agree on that. But when you look at the Pokemon Center ETB in 151 and know that the reason it's so expensive is the Snorlax is so expensive in a PSA 10, and it's actually harder to grade the Snorlax from 151, the Pokemon Center Snorlax, and it's more expensive in a PSA 10 than the top hit is the Charizard. It's you gotta read between the lines with everything, everybody, just to make sure that you protect yourself and protect your investment in the long haul, whatever you're trying to get and whatever you're trying to buy. It's all public information. It's just, do you value your time to do it? If you don't have the time to do it, you can sit here and watch my video, whether you're chilling and enjoying yourself. Don't forget to hit that like button. And yeah, I just can't thank y'all enough for doing it. $266 for Surging Sparks booster boxes. Now, Surging Sparks booster boxes have fallen a little bit. The reality is Pokemon Center bundled it with the Battle Academy box, and so that's why you're going to see Surging Sparks have a little bit of a dip in the coming months. Nothing too crazy with it. Pokemon Center ETB is holding above $200. It's into the range of $220 now. Are the regular ETBs above 80 still? Let's see. It's 70 with shipping. First Gold Star sellers are 85. Hobby Shop is 85. So 85 is the real floor for this when you're looking out for it. If you can find it for under 85 at a card show this weekend, you might be lucky if they'll take $75 for it. Knock $5 to $10 off. They're not going to give you MSRP most likely. Stellar Crown is a booster box that just keeps slowly finding another trickle up. Not too many bought, about 2 a day, the charts are saying. Hobby Shop is the lowest at 280, so there's going to be another leg up potentially soon because there's not a lot listed. Stellar Crown is finding its rhythm. Shout out to Bulbasaur, shout out to Squirtle. The Pokemon Center ETB is so cheap because it was restocked at the same time Black Bolt and White Flare was. It had a big drop off. This right around November to December was when it got restocked, and so that's why this is doing what it's doing. If you know where the market goes, and that's why I made my charts. My charts are for these reasons, trying to not just look at the market and say, oh, there's a big drop here, what happened? Sales went up, what happened? There was a big restock. At one point, you can go back in my charts and my videos and look. Stellar Crown Pokemon Center ETB was $5 more expensive than the regular one. So $115 is where it's been for a while now. We're looking at potentially $125 soon. Gold Star sellers are into the range of $130. So it's moved up a little bit. It's trickled into the $120 range. I'm interested to see where Stellar Crown moves because it is the most recent Pokemon Center restock. And then the regular is into the range of $95 now. First Gold Star seller is $100. Hobby Shop's at $100. So it really is had its next leg up. It's into the triple digits now. Shrouded Fable is a funny one. Just in the realm that the Pokemon Center ETB still is pretty inexpensive. It's $130. It's one of the cheapest ones out there in the market. Everybody dogs this set. This set is very cheap to open. Is it the cheap cheapest. I don't think so. There are some better booster bundles out there for cheaper to find packs, but the reality is it's $80. $80 for Shrouded Fable. It hasn't done much at all. Twilight Masquerade. Twilight Masquerade is $310 right now. That's awesome. I'm excited to see where Twilight Masquerade moves in the next coming year. Yeah, it's going to be fun to see where Twilight Masquerade wants to go this next year. $310 for Twilight. It had a little bit of a leg down since the last time we made a video on it, but Twilight Masquerade is moving up 17% on the 3-month. The Pokemon Center ETB, I haven't seen one of these in forever. Gold Star sellers are selling it basically for $150. $135 right now is where it's at. Twilight Masquerade had a little bit of a dip. Regular ETBs all day, $70 to $75. Even hobby shops are still selling them for $75. They just want to get rid of them. This had a big reprint. It was like 6 to 8 months ago now, if I remember correctly. Yeah, about 6 months ago, September, it had a big restock in in vending machines, and the vending machine market just flooded these everywhere. Temporal Forces booster boxes, $265, down about $10 right now. Not too crazy. Temporal Forces Pokemon Center ETBs, we're looking at $195 for them. Well, it's in the same boat. Hasn't done much movement at all. The regular ETB for Walking Wake is $90 now. 95. So 90 to 95 is your cheapest out there. Paldean Fates. People said it hasn't moved in a while, but in the last month, it's gone up about 10%. $425 right now. Not a lot out there. Paldean Fates is funny. I will put it like this. I bought out all the Great Tusk collection boxes in my area. I was trying to buy out all the booster bundles in my area. People outbidded me, or I guess outbid would be the right word. I was trying to buy it for $50 to $55. Other people were willing to pay over $10 to $15, $25 over market at the time. And then in a blink, I don't have the chart for it up, but in the blink of an eye, it went from $50 to $55 at the time to $100 in one day. It was like booster bundles just for Paldean Fates were just gone. This is $425. So $425 for this bad boy here. Paldean Fates. What are we looking at? Is it hit 300 with shipping? It has. It's 305 now. Wow. And it's funny because people keep talking about how nothing's going on with Paldean Fates, but all the top, Bubble Mew. It's basically a 2K card. Paldean Fates. You can argue after Prismatic, Paldean Fates is number 2 in the whole entire Scarlet and Violet era, just off sealed product alone and the singles alone with the Bubble Mew. Does it have a booster box? We all know the answer to that. Destin Rivals is slowly starting to creep up into a realm where it's super respectful now. You're almost questioning. It's at that point, once you hit that $400 mark on a lot of products, people really have to consider what they're going to trade and give for cash to really start to lump into some of these items. And when that happens, that's how you know it's starting to move into another atmosphere of people being like, oh, I had to sit out. You just can't afford it. $270. If people are spending, a ton of money on a lot of product, yeah, it's tough to get into some of these things. $160. Paradox Rift, Pokemon Center ETBs, and the regular ETB. Ooh, we're into the $100 range now. Okay, it is still 100. Pokemon Center 151. Is it broken 1,000? No, it's close. 985. It's right there. What's 151's regular ETB? 450. Oh, man, this thing's jumped. Up 13% in the 3 months. Yep, 13% in 1 month. 450 now. And I say that, and I look back at my chart from last week, and I'm like, I don't know. I felt like it was $400, and now it's $450. Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames is funny. It's closing in on just taking off. 330 is where it's at right now, and it's been into the range of 350. It's close. Give it time. It'll get there. 325, it's where it's at right now. It's not, I'm not changing it. It's not worth changing. 330 might be, but that's really where we're at right now. Pokemon Center ETB, shout out to the Charmander promo. 588 is where the low is for it right now. It was 600. It tried to knock through that ceiling of 600, and it's falling off that $600 mark. People aren't ready to pay over 600 for Obsidian Flames yet. 165, 175 right now for a regular ETB. It seems like the regular ETBs of your top 5-ish sets in Scarlet and Violet are closing in at the $200 mark now. Paldean Evolved moved off the $400 mark into the $450 range this past week, which is nice to see. I didn't think it would have a leg up to $450 that fast, but it made it there. I like the Paldean Evolved box. This could hit 500 before the booster box does. 485 right now with shipping. That's funny. That's, I think, the only box out there where the Pokemon Center ETB is more expensive than the booster box. There's not a single other one like that. That's wild to look at. Destin Rivals might make it there one day, but Paldean is already there. 120 for these boxes. These boxes were chilling for the longest time, and then they just took off. Somebody bought out the whole entire market in early November. It went from like 70 to 75 all the way through the roof to 150. It trickled back down to 120, and that's where we are today, into the 120 range for Paldean. It's like the whole entire market somebody just wiped off the earth. Same thing with Moonbreon. There was a calculated buyout of Moonbreon. Oh, what was that? July? Somebody bought the entire market. Everything under $2,100 was bought up in one day on TCG Player and on eBay. Somebody wiped the whole entire market out with like 60 grand. And then its floor was like 2,500 for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I have to imagine they trickled out potentially a half, if not more, and then made a killing on it. Scarlet and Violet booster boxes on Facebook Marketplace. People are still selling these for $240 to $250. $270 is its new floor, so keep an eye out on that. If you want to pick up 2 of these, you might still be able to do it for $250. It's really $275 now. Scarlet and Violet, the Koraidon box is more expensive than the Miraidon box because of the promo. The Koraidon promo is sleeping, and people love that. And in the PSA 10, it's like $1,200. $280 to $285, it's where it's at right now. And then the regular box, what are we looking at here? $99. Is it broken 100? It has. It's all over $100 now. That's healthy. That's very healthy for the whole entire Scarlet and Violet era. Now we're going to take it back a little bit farther into some Sword and Shield, and potentially we'll go through some Sun and Moon. Crown Zenith, it just hasn't had the time of day to do what it wants to do, which is keep going north. But 420 is where it's at right now. 420. Crown Zenith, we're looking at basically 250 245 right now. Crown Zenith had another leg up. And now it's chilling into the 245 range. Silver Tempest is one that is a little tricky for me. We all know it got a big reprint, but the reality is it's still not doing exactly what he wants. And I wonder where a lot of the Sword and Shield stuff's going to go in a couple of years, because there are big one-hit chases. But Lugia being probably the most expensive one-hit chase, other than, I guess, Gengar and the Moonryon. Silver Tempest is probably a top 8, I guess 7 set of the whole entire era. I do want to do more in-depth work with Silver Tempest, just haven't had the time. And 250, 255 for a Pokemon Center box from it. Nothing too crazy here. It's just not doing what you think it should do, or what people think it should do. And the reality is, Rip and Shippers really came online in Scarlet and Violet. It really pushed everything to the front. So a lot of the Sword and Shield stuff is not been consumed like a lot of the Scarlet and Violet has. Lost Origins, 725 right now. Nothing too crazy there. The Pokemon Center ETB, 225. I had a leg down. The regular ETB is what right now? 160 still? It's 155. Pokemon Go finally is starting to move. This last month was very healthy for Pokemon Go. It sat at 150 for a while, and now it's into the range of 180, basically $190. Shout out to Pokemon Go. Got a lot of people back in the hobby. I think I finished my account when I was playing at level 39. I was close to max. If level 40 was a max, I think that's where I was. Mewtwo 115, or the Pokemon Go box is 115 all day. Astral Radiance, what are we doing right now, Astral Radiance? Astral Radiance hasn't done much. It's into the range of 385. Down $5. With the ETB itself, it's in the same thing. It's 145 right now. It hasn't done much. The regular ETB, 105 right now. So at least that had it a move up. 105 makes it a little bit more respectful. Once it crosses that $100 mark, you like to see it. Brilliant Stars, it was over 600 for a hot minute. Gold Star sellers are selling it at 100 or at 600, so it's right there. Brilliant Stars Pokemon Center ETBs are not that expensive, but they're starting to find a little bit of a leg up into the 170 range, up $10 right now. And then the regular ETB for Brilliant Stars, have you hit 120? You have. 125 right now. Basically 130. Yeah, 130 from Hobby Shop. So it's up $15. Fusion Strikes, has it crossed the $1,000 mark? This is saying it has. $1,040. And it's going to be, it'll be an $1,100 booster box before you know it. They're just basically waiting for, Fusion Strike is probably waiting for one big FOMO pump or push from a Gengar or somebody to open it, and then the next thing you know, a bunch of Rip and Shippers or YouTubers will buy it and put it in a couple of videos, and then everybody else will buy it. Fusion Strike is Pokemon Center ETBs into the $400 range now, up another $50. Fusion Strike regular ETBs, and you don't get a promo with a lot of these like the other sets do. It's a little bit different. Back in the day, they were still figuring out the whole cost per pack and everything. 280 basically is where we're at for that. Celebrations has been the biggest pump with the 30th anniversary around the corner. You can see it right here. From its low of about 300, now it's in the range of 440, 450, 465. We're calling it 450, but yeah, Celebrations has had a big leg up. It's been moving hot for the last year, basically, from 150 all the way to basically 450. Then the regular Celebrations ETBs, what, 295? Yeah, 295. Sorry, I had to do mental math. Wasn't trying to have a brain fart, I promise. Evolving Skies is interesting, just in the realm that online it can be anywhere from 24 to 2600. So right now it's sitting at 2500. The Pokemon Center ETB of Evolving Skies, it was closing in at the $900 mark for a little while. There's not a lot out here. That's shocking to me. TCG Player has 2, 4, 6. It has 8 listed. Yeah, that's the alarm bell should be going off in your head when you see something like this. 840 right now. I'm scared to look at the regular ETB then. Let's see. 28 listed, $400. On Facebook, I still see this for $350. I don't know what it is with trying to buy Evolving Skies from somewhere other than a hobby shop. I struggle with believing in it, but then again, the hobby shop, I've seen people crash out on hobby shops too, and I'm not saying don't buy it. I want to buy an ETB of Evolving Skies so badly, and I want to go to a card show and pick up both. I wanted to do it at 300 and I didn't. I wanted to do it at 350 and I didn't. And now it's 400, and yeah, maybe I'll look on Facebook Marketplace again. There was 2 people selling them for 350. Scary thing is you just don't know. That's the tough part. 520 for Chilling Reigns booster box. It's been basically dancing on this line for a while now. Pokemon Center ETB of Chilling Reigns was the first one ever made, so keep that in mind. 165. It hasn't really moved at all. Chilling Reigns, you can walk into pretty much any card shop out there. If they have sealed product, they probably have a Chilling Reigns Pokemon Center ETB that they've been sitting on for the longest. 120 is Chilling Reigns, and 120 is where it's at right now. Has Battle Styles done anything positive, or is it still 250? 250 is where it's at. 265. So a little leg up. Sorry. Battle Styles regular ETBs. Are they $90 now? $87. $4. It's up $4. Shining Fates, 110, 117. Up $5. Nothing too crazy. Vivid Voltage, what's the booster box? 275, 285 right now. 285, and then the regular ETB is still dancing on that 100 and 285. Champion's Path hasn't done much movement really at all for the last couple of weeks. We've been checking on it. It's still 175 no matter how you look at it. Darkness Ablaze hasn't done much moving as well. It's around 350. And then the ETB itself, what are we looking at here? $95. Up $5. Rebel Clash, $500 booster box. It hasn't done much. And then I love this box, the yellow. I do like this box. 260 is where it's at. So nothing too crazy here. Not much movement at all when it comes to Rebel class. Sword and Shield. Booster box. Pretty much 815. 800 to 815. Somewhere in that range. And last but not least, the ETB we are looking at for $135. So that's our market for right now. Comment real one down below if you watched all the way to the end. Thank y'all for vibing with me and supporting me to this point. Hit that sub button, like it, and comment on the video. I can't thank y'all enough for chilling with me today. Until next time, everyone. Pat out.